how you can turn any image into an interactive visual. Now, as a starting point, I only have that line chart. And right next to it, we're going to insert, first of all, an image of the floor map. The next thing that we need to do is create a shape map. So let's insert one. Now, if you go to formatting options and then map settings, then here we can choose the map type, custom map. And this custom map needs to be in the format of a topo.json file. Now we need a tool to create these type of files, which is qgis.org. And after downloading it and installing it, go here to layer, and then we can go here to add layer, and we want to have what is called a raster layer. Now from here, we can just browse to our image, just select it, press on open, and click on add. Now here we have our first layer with our image. Now we want to create a second one. And on the second layer, we're going to create the shapes that we want to display on the image. Now let's give it a name. The geometry type we set to polygon, and here we can add more fields. In this case, we could add another field for the department. And then we can click here on add to fields list. Okay, now let's click on OK, toggle editing on, and then here we can choose to create the first polygon. And now we can start drawing. And then you right click and you see now we can type in the ID number. So this is the first department. The department name is going to be menswear. And then just click here on OK. And now I continue with the next one. Now here I'm done with creating the shapes, and you see we have 3 rectangles, 1 rectangle for each department. Now we can export it as a GeoJSON file. And now we have to transform it to a topo.json. Go to a website that's called mapshaper.org. Now here we have to choose the file, the GeoJSON file that we just created. Now we can click here in the top right corner on export, and here we can convert it to a topo.json. Now here we are back in Power BI, and we're going to select the shape map again, click on browse, then select the topo.json file. And there you go, we have our 3 regions showing up in our shape map visual. Department on location. Now the next thing that we can do is choose different colors for each department. Let's take the shape map and then drag it over here onto the image. First of all, we want to get rid of the title, and then we also want to get rid of the background color. Now, of course, it would be nice if the colors would match, so that we have the same color for each department here as here, and that we still see a little bit of the background image. We can create a measure that applies the color and transparency using conditional formatting. So let's go back to the formatting options for the shape map. Here we're going to choose conditional formatting, and the formatting style that we are going to use is field value. And then here we can choose the color department conditional formatting, and we can now click over here on menswear. You see it also nicely matches with the other visualization, so this looks perfect. Okay.